And finally, so once we figured out the index and put that 0, 1, 2, or 3 inside this variable, we can then figure out, okay, which bar chart should I highlight to indicate that the user clicked that one. So for example, let's go here, and I'm going to click on the first one, for example, and notice how the CSS is highlighting this in blue rather than the other ones. Whereas if I were to click on the second button, then it would highlight the second bar chart in blue. And so the cause of that is this class here called chosen, which makes it blue. And I only want that chosen to appear inside this class if the index matches 1, 2, or 3. So if since we chose A, then chose would be 0. Does 0 equal 0? Well, yes, that's true. Therefore, it will output chosen and stick that word inside this class along with bar. So it'll be class bar chosen. Let's take a look at that class right here. There, see, class is bar and chosen, and that's why it's blue. Now, finally, let me just scroll down and to deal with those different names. So as you probably guessed, I use modules to create the poll.js stuff. And when I imported that module into index.js, I just simply used one word. And the reason why I did that was because at the beginning when I was coding it, I was doing this, like import is created, comma, add props, comma, display, because I was getting, and it was getting like a lot. So I wanted to abstract that even more, well, by just using the one. And I also renamed it. So as you may have noticed, I talked about how these names differ from the actual names that were found inside the module. So how did I do that? I basically created this here. So inside the module of poll.js, I didn't use any exports for these functions. Rather, I just used a single export for this one, which was poll, and that's why I imported poll. But what is poll? Poll is simply an object, which the key and values of the actual functions that I need. So here is where I could call it anything I want, is created. So that's why is created is here, because under index.js, this poll only has access to whatever's on the left-hand side. It has no access to this name here. However, this name that I gave it does have access to the functionality of this function right here. So the actual function definition is now stored in here, right? So it's as if I copied and pasted this entire function and stuck it and pasted it right here. Then now is created associated with that. Therefore, I can now call it in here. And that's basically it. So your simple final to do is what line of code below would allow you to associate the key display with the display votes function.